Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to start with chapter 3, electrochemistry. So as usual, we start with 3.1. However, in this video, we only will cover a few of the learning objectives. Basically, we will focus on draw the galvanic cell, describe the operation of the votaic cell, and also the function of the salt bridge. Let's have a brief idea about content in the electrochemistry. Basically, it will be involve the interconversion of the energy, electric energy, and also chemical energy, where normally will involve the redox equation. Basically, there are two types of the cells involved in the electrochemistry. First one is the electrochemical cell, which also can known as galvanic or votaic cell. So in this video, we will focus on this part. So second part, which will be in the 3.3, we will cover the electrolytic cell. So we mentioned redox reaction just now. Basically, redox reaction is actually the combination of the word reduction and also oxidation. So now here we try to check what are the difference between the reduction and also oxidation reaction. So normally we try to just remember either reduction or oxidation. So if reduction, oxidation number is decrease. Okay, so based on the word reduce, so we can consider like, okay, the oxidation number is decreased and then need to gain electron. Okay, for example, if you write the equation, example from the Cu2 plus will produce Cu. So when you want to balance the equation, you will plus 2 electron at the reactant side, which is mean gain electron. And then reduction always happen at cathode. So that's why we can remember the a very simple way to remember reduction happen at the cathode is red cat. Okay, so the reduction is represent red and then the cathode is represent cat. Okay, the other way around, if for the oxidation, we can remember an ox. Oxidation happen at the anode. Next, how about the difference about the electrochemical cell and also electrolytic cell? Basically, electrochemical cell is produce the electricity, while the electrolytic cell is use the electricity. So anode always is negative terminal, while for the electrolytic cell, anode is the positive terminal. Now let's start with the 3.1 galvanic cell. So basically, galvanic cell is made up from two different types of metal and then need to immerse in the aqueous solution and containing its ion. So for example, if we have a beaker, so this beaker consists of zinc sulfate solution, so the electrode will be zinc. While for another beaker consists of copper 2 sulfate, then the electrode will be the copper electrode. So and then the electrode will be connected by a wire, which will also connected to the voltmeter. So and then the solution will be connected by the salt bridge. So since just now we already mentioned, this is the zinc will be the negative terminal, and then it is the anode, and then anode will lose electron. So the flow of the electron will be from the left hand side to the right hand side. So this is the showing the movement of the electron through the wire. And then the reading of the voltmeter, the needle of the voltmeter will diffract from left to the right hand side. Let's proceed with the tutorial question number 2. Sketch and label a schematic diagram for the galvanic cell according to the following reaction. So in the diagram, you need to label anode, cathode, direction of the electron flow, and also mention which is the reducing agent and oxidizing agent. So based on this chemical equation given, we know that zinc produces zinc 2 plus. So from here we can see that oxidation number is increased. So this is undergo, means undergo oxidation. And then oxidation always happen at the anode, and they always will going to lose electron. So when you sketch a diagram, 2 beaker, and then each beaker will immerse with 1 electron. So because of, we know that electron always will move from left hand side to the right hand side. According to here, you will notice that this is the flow of the electron. So therefore, we know that zinc is the anode because lost electron. Okay, then the solution must consist the ion, which is zinc 2 plus. So the other way, copper will be at the cathode, and then the solution will consist of Cu2 plus. So, and then the solution will be connected by the salt bridge, while the electrode will be connected by the wire, and then you can get the reading of the from the voltmeter at where the needle will deflect from left to the right. So from here, then you have to label this is the anode, zinc, while the cathode will be the copper. So we settle for part 1. And then part 2, the direction of the electron flow. So it will be better also if you can add on 1 more electron over here. So done. And then reducing agent. So as we know, reducing agent is the species undergo oxidation. So which species undergo oxidation is the zinc, while oxidizing agent is the other way around, will undergo reduction. So based on the equation here, Cu2 plus is the species undergo reduction. So do keep in mind, maybe in SPM, you more to remember the electrochemical series electrochemia. So basically, the more reactive metal always at the higher position, and then they tend to lose electron. So means that they are undergo oxidation, and then they will act as anode. Let's proceed to another part of the question B. So in this question, we also given a chemical equation at where we will notice that Fe2 plus produce Fe3 plus. So Fe2 plus undergo oxidation. So it will act as anode, and then always will be left hand side of the diagram. However, you will notice that both Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus are aqueous. Therefore, the electrode that we are going to use will be the platinum. So similar case happen when the bromine also aqueous, and then the bromide ion also aqueous. So we also will use platinum to represent the electrode. Then as usual, the solution must contain both Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus as the anode, while the bromine and bromide ion will be the aqueous in the cathode solution. So, and then again, the solution is connected by the salt bridge. Electrode is connected by the wire so that the electron can flow from anode to the cathode. Then the needle of the voltmeter will deflect from left to the right. So again, oxidation is the species Fe2 plus is the species undergo oxidation. Therefore, it will be the reducing agent. The other way around, bromine undergo reduction. So it will be the oxidizing agent. And here we will label the bromine liquid as the aqueous, or in the diagram, is because of they are going to dissolve in water. So therefore we will have bromine aqueous. Okay, let's continue with next tutorial question number 3. A. What is the galvanic cell? So galvanic cell is a chemical cell which will going to produce electricity through a spontaneous reaction. So next we continue with part B. We are going to another term for galvanic cell is votaic cell. Okay. So and then how the electrical neutrality can be maintained by using the salt bridge. So this one is known as cell notation, and where basically these two lines is represent salt bridge. So the left hand side of the salt bridge will be represent the anode, at where we can see zinc produce zinc 2 plus, so which is undergo oxidation, while Cu2 plus to the Cu is undergo reduction. So right hand side of the salt bridge is cathode. As I always tell the student, for cell notation, let me write down the word cell notation. Okay, is as simple as ABC, because we have anode at the left hand side, and then we have salt bridge B at the middle, and then at the right hand side we have C. So cell notation is as simple as ABC. Okay, so now we have to use some wording to do the explanation first. As we know that zinc is the anode, so it will undergo oxidation to produce zinc 2 plus. So because of this, in the solution will consist of excess positive charge, because more zinc 2 plus are produced in the solution. While for the another half cell, which is the copper, they will undergo reduction. So the Cu2 plus will reduce become Cu. This will decrease the concentration of the Cu2 plus, and in the solution, they will maintaining consist of the SO4 2 negative. So this is the half equation which represent the reaction happen at the cathode, and this is the half equation represent at the anode. So by wording we roughly have an idea. So now let's proceed with the diagram. Okay, now let's try to continue with the explanation with the diagram. So the salt bridge will be connected the solution, which the common example of the salt bridge is the KCl. Okay, so as we know, at the anode, the zinc will produce zinc 2 plus by losing 2 electrons. While at the cathode here, the Cu2 plus from the solution will gain 2 electrons and then become copper. So now focus on the diagram here. So the zinc will release lost 2 electrons to produce the electron, and the electron will enter to the Cu2 plus. So like just now we mentioned, at this moment now here, the solution of the zinc 2 plus is getting higher, while for this one, concentration Cu2 plus getting lesser, and then there will be have SO4 2 negative. So to maintain this, the anion from the salt bridge need to neutralize this Zn2 plus, so that the electrical is maintained. While for the cathode, the positive ion will be moving to the cathode. So, and then we'll give you the reading, voltage 1.1 volt. So from here, just is what we mentioned just now. The anion will, from the short brief, will move to the zinc half cell. So you can see this is the negative ion. And then the cation from the short brief will move to the cathode, which is the copper. With this, they will restore the electrical neutrality in both sides. Then we also can write the overall equation. The zinc plus Cu2 plus equals solid for the zinc, and they will produce zinc 2 plus aqueous and copper solids. So at very later you will notice that the electrode, copper electrode will getting thicker and thicker, while the electrode of the zinc will getting thinner because they already become the ion. Okay, let's check what will happen if there is no short bridge. So if you notice over here, there is no short bridge connected both solution. So the voltmeter again also connected by the wire. And then now let's say the reaction is happening. The zinc will become zinc 2 plus by releasing the electron over here. So this electron will flow from the left hand side to the right hand side. And then this one keep on going. And then we say that the zinc is dissolved, and then the concentration of zinc 2 plus is increasing. The reaction will have to be stopped because the net increased positive charge is not neutralized, because there is no anion, or the example just now we used Cl negative move to the beaker here to neutralize the zinc 2 plus. Okay, by explaining with this, so I think we already covered the 3 learning objectives at where you know how to sketch the what is the electrochemical cell for the part of the galvanic cell, and then another term for galvanic cell is votaic cell, and then how this galvanic cell operate, and the function of the short bridge in maintain the electrical neutrality. So we will continue in next video by doing some calculation which will involve the cell notation and also the spontaneous reaction. Thank you.